Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! Welcome along to the final quarterfinal of the weekend. It's number 4, France versus the Springboks. We have seen 3 absolutely immense games of rugby over the course of this weekend, and I've got no reason to suspect that this one won't be any different. Another blockbuster in the making. Rihunk official, ahoy! How are you doing, mate? Of course I remember you. It was only a couple of hours ago. Welcome back. Namibia, right? What a game we just witnessed earlier. Dan Jam, ahoy there, mate. Sorry that I missed you. I was so engaged in the game prior, I completely didn't see your chat until afterwards. And then I was scrolling back through the chat. I'm like, Dan Jam, I missed him. I can't believe it. What a game we just saw, though. Fiji put an almighty scare right up the English, but England hold on and win. Farsi, ahoy, mate. How are you going? No, it's all good, Dan Jam. I was so engrossed in what we were watching. It was just amazing. I thought for sure that Fiji somehow had dug deep enough to finish all over the top of England. They just didn't quite have the legs to get there in the end. 3 tries to 2, though, in favour of Fiji would have to be a little bit alarming for England. But just the discipline. The discipline. 5 penalty goals, I believe it was, for Owen Farrell. And that saw England home at the end. Just and a droppy. 5 penalty goals and a droppy. But anyway, a huge match coming up here. The last of the quarterfinals. France versus the Springboks. This should be, I actually said before the quarterfinals kicked off, not expecting that we would have 3 such intense, just beautiful games of rugby. I actually said leading into the weekend, this was the one I was most looking forward to. This was the one that I couldn't pick. It could go right down to the wire. And if it does, then we have just been blessed with an amazing weekend of World Cup rugby action, haven't we? Wales and Argentina was an unexpected blockbuster. The All Blacks versus Ireland, we knew that was going to be a great game. And it lived up to expectation. England, I really thought would wipe the floor with Fiji, but Fiji just went to a new level and they pushed England all the way. And now South Africa and France. This one should go right down to the wire as well. Dan Jam says it's interesting how much this World Cup has shown. The difference in quality has reduced between the teams ranked 5 to 20, a lot closer now. And it's also shown just how far the Wallabies have fallen, I dare say. The Springboks out onto the field. France out onto the field. The teams are ready to go. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Argentina, All Blacks, England, they're already through. And England await the victor of this one. South Africa, I was talking earlier to somebody in the chat room. They asked, what did I legitimately think the chances were for South Africa in this World Cup? And I said, in all honesty, South Africa are always a threat at Rugby World Cup time. They generally go deep into the competition, if not win the thing. So this is a huge, huge banana skin game for France. France being one of my favourites going into the tournament. But this is definitely a big, big banana skin game. Could go either way. Farsi says Checker waving the Wallaby flag. The problems for the... I mean, let's not really get into it, I suppose, because we've got a great game of rugby awaiting us here. France and the Springboks, but honestly, I think I've said it on stream before, the problems for the Wallabies date back all the way to when there was that internal uprising from the playing group that saw Robbie Deans kicked out. I'm talking over the minute silence for Israel again. Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. I did it again. I've been doing that all goddamn weekend. Farsi says 33% is low. Yes, we have to remember, though, France generally haven't been in the kind of form that they have been. France are the sort of team that always used to lift for one-off games as opposed to long periods of time where they were really high quality. Just my opinion, if you know what I mean. And that would explain the head-to-head being so low. 67% in favor of the Springboks. And statistics like that, they only go so far. They only tell part of the story. As far as recent form goes, France would be well and truly on top and deserved favourites, I would say, heading into this contest. It's nice to see stats like that, the overall head-to-heads, but so much history, been and gone. I don't think we can read too much into it. Don't get it mistaken, France well and truly the favourites in this game, but it's knockout rugby. Quarterfinal, when the pressure is on, really could go either way. I think it's going to be close. Rehunk, very close. I think France edge it at the end. I'm hoping we go down to the last 10. It's always an exciting game for a neutral when it goes down to the last 10 minutes. Farsi says, I hope Macalau or Macalou gets a run today. He is some athlete. Speaking of running and games involving South Africa, geez, you miss the sight of Brian Habana in full flight down the wing. What a sight that used to be. Farsi says 2018, France. That's your prediction. I think it's a pretty good prediction, Farsi. This will be low scoring. This will be tight. This will be penalty goals or drop goals, the difference between the two teams, in my opinion. It could be a situation where only 1 or 2 tries are scored, and it could be the try scorers that edge their team off into the distance. But as we saw in England and Fiji, Fiji outscored England as far as tries go, but England still got the victory, and there is a lot of passion there from Sia Khaleesi, Goosey. Sia Khaleesi with a lot of passion. He is screaming the anthem out of the top of his lungs. Amazing scenes here, the passion, the excitement. Everybody is up for this one. This is going to be an intense start. Look for somebody to get their head taken off to start the game. Unintentionally, of course. Rehunk says, your prediction is South Africa 28, France 13. Wow, that's a little bit of a bollocking, really. That's a comfortable win for South Africa. I wouldn't be surprised if the Springboks win. I would be surprised if it was that comfortable, though. To be perfectly honest, I can't really picture either team running away with it to that level. But we'll see. Game about to kick off. Oh, this is exciting. The last quarterfinal of the Rugby World Cup 2023. Somebody is about to be eliminated. Somebody's 80 minutes away from going home. And at least for France, home is not very far. I mean, you've got to look for the positives in negative situations, don't you? This is a solid-looking Springboks lineup, especially the forwards. All right, I'm actually going to tip South Africa. I've been going France all weekend long. I'm changing my tip to the Springboks. Springboks by 2. Springboks by 2. So I'm going along the same lines as Far C. I'm going to say 24-22. No, that's a lot of points. I'm saying 18-16. Yes. 18-16. If this was against the All Blacks, I would say France hands down, because France have a tendency to lift when it comes to the All Blacks. I just wonder if a little bit of panic sets in. And we've got a Southern Hemisphere official. I'm not saying the Southern Hemisphere official is going to favour the Southern Hemisphere team. I'm just suggesting that maybe it'll be refereed to a Southern Hemisphere style of gameplay as opposed to North. So maybe, and well, I mean, who does that really favour, I suppose, because South Africa play quite a Northern Hemisphere style of game, don't they? Never mind. Maybe both teams will find it difficult with the official tonight. Anyway, France secure the kickoff ball. They clear their lines. And Arendse brings it back for South Africa, who have the early use of the ball inside opponent's territory. High ball. How's the kick chase? Pressure on the kick receipt, but taken well at the back. Was that Ramos under it for France? Or was it Pinot? I couldn't quite make out the number there. But either way, an impressive take. A little chip in over the top, into some space. Do they get the bounce here, the French? They do. It pops up kindly for Jalabert. Another kick in over the top, and there's space in behind. It's a foot race. And just getting back there, it is Arendse. Just in the nick of time. And France have just blown this out of the water to start an electric start to open the contest. That was so close. Arendse just gets a cheeky hand in there and knocks it away from France. Goal line dropout is the call. But that's an electrifying start. France, some little chip kicks in over the line. Who'd have thought? I don't think any of us saw that coming. 2 minutes gone. France now set up phase play. 22 out from the Springboks line. Pressure early here on South Africa. There is a big unit. Bale, I think his name is. Cut out pass. Another chip kick they're looking for. They've obviously found something here in the Springboks defense. Maybe they've found they struggle to turn quickly. But an early ploy here. Little chip kicks in over the line. This one is charged down by Willemse. But France will get the ball back. Fabien Galtier rocking the sunnies there. Line out throw, 22 out. They go to the front. They secure the ball and set up a massive rolling maul here. They're driving towards the try line here, France. A bulldozing over, and they just fall over their own feet, centimetres short. Penalty advantage. It's all France at the moment to start this one, and they must score. They simply must score out wide. And it's the prop of all people out there on the wing, Cyril Bailey. Complex Basic, ahoy mate, how you doing? 3.5 minutes into this game, and France have just started this at a pace that South Africa have not been able to contend with. Just immaculate play here from France. 5-0. And my prediction for a low-scoring game might have just been shot to pieces in the first 3 minutes. if they keep playing like this. $5 points to nil, kick to come from out wide. France could not have asked for a better start. And Thomas Ramos from out wide for the conversion, right on the right-hand touchline. That was such an impressive start. France all over them at the moment. Conversion from the sideline, holds its line and just goes over the crossbar. 7 points to nil. Amazing start. The stadium has just exploded. A sea of blue in the stands supporting the home team. Certainly no panic, no signs of nerves at all from France. The Springboks get us back underway. They've got a lot of work to do now. France control possession from the restart. Calling for the ball out wide to the left. They've spotted something out there. But the pass, they take the secure play and clear their lines. South Africa return it though. Through Cheslin Colby. Back into French territory and now juggling the ball and losing it. And now France are away upfield again. Playing this with great speed and energy. Now they've got space to burn out to the left. It's 3-on-1 here. They just have to go through the hands and they'll score again. But South Africa scramble a metre short. But France, what team in the world could possibly go with them at this pace at the moment? 6 minutes gone and the try line is beckoning once more. And it's been knocked down by Estebeth. And he's knocked it backwards. He has done extremely well there, the big man. Somehow, Estebeth has a try-saving tap down. You have to be so careful when you do that because deliberate knockdown and you find yourself in the bin potentially. But he has done an amazing job there to get those big giraffe arms out and knock the ball backwards. And South Africa clear up towards halfway, holding on by the skin of their teeth there. The crowd erupts in a chorus of boos, but I think that was absolutely fine. That was great work from Estebeth. Dan Jam says props natural habitat on the wing. Yes, he was just out there for a rest. That's what happened. The props hang out on the wing, just having a little bit of a break. And the last thing in the world he was expecting was the ball to go out that way. Pick and go here for France in midfield. South Africa get over the top of the ball and secure the turnover. And the box kick from Reinach. It's straight up in the air. It's knocked backwards and it falls kindly for South Africa. And away goes Arendse to score an opportunistic try, to say the least. There was nothing doing there, and that is completely against the run of play. It was an absolute nothing box kick from Cobus Reinach. France have tapped it back. There was nobody at home. And the ball pops up kindly for Arendse, one of the fastest men on the field. And the Springboks are back in it. Well, what was that I was saying about a low-scoring game with very few tries? 2 tries inside the first 10 minutes. This game has been electrifying to start. And with the conversion, we are about to be all locked up. Mane Lebok should put this one over. And after 9 minutes, we'll be all square. 7 apiece. It's out wide a little bit, but you expect rugby union goal kickers to put these over. Labok moves in, strikes it. Oh, is he hung it out to the right, Labok? No, it curls back in, and the conversion is made. 7 points all. The Springboks have responded. I can't believe this game is only 9.5 minutes old. It's been some of the most exciting 9.5 minutes that I've witnessed this weekend. There is surely no way that both of these teams can keep the pace up. And they'll both be feeling this at the back end if it goes on for too much longer. France with the restart, down as far as Estebeth. Estebeth is caught high, but he gets up and plays on. 7 all. When it looked like France could run away with it in the early stages. Back to Labok. Clears up over halfway. And South Africa just settle into the game now. They settle into this contest. And we're all square. They've taken full advantage of a kind bounce and nullified that frantic start from the home side. Ten and a half gone. Line out throw here for France on halfway. Short line out. They hit their target. And there is another big man. Uni Antonio in midfield. Crawling over into Springbok territory, but big defense in midfield. Forces the box kick from Dupont. And it's knocked forward, and France will come away with it. And here they go again here, the French. Malvaka breaking a couple of tackles. And then the referee has now called it back. A lost forward against France. And the Springboks will get the scrum down. Hard to keep up with this game at the moment. It's being played at such pace. But what do you say, chat room? I would say this is living up to expectations so far. Still so early in this contest. But I can't recall a game starting at such pace. For a long time, at least. "12 minutes gone. 1 try apiece." It's just got that feeling about it, doesn't it? A quarterfinal for the ages. Coming up here. The scrum collapses. Reset is called. Dan Jam says it'll be interesting to see the pace, how the pace is after 60 minutes. Yes, they can't keep this up, surely. Both teams. Very forward-oriented bench for the Springboks as well, so you would anticipate that their primary objective towards the back end of the game would be hopefully in a situation where they can keep it tight and don't have to play at such speed. They set a big shunt on here from France. The Springbok scrum just holds firm, but France go again and force them to release. And they go as far as Willemse, who clears up towards halfway. Solid clearance there from the Springboks. The scrum was under a little bit of pressure. But 13 and a half minutes to go, 13 and a half minutes gone. I'm sorry. And it's another stalemate situation. Line out on halfway. Other side of the field this time. France. We've been here before. Moments ago. Full line out this time. They go to the front. It's uncontested. And they set up another rolling maul. It's unbelievable to think that that France, or the Springboks rather, are being dominated by a rolling maul. But France get that shape going, and it looks incredibly hard to stop, even for a team like the Springboks, traditional rolling maulers. And now Kitsov is in from the side and gives away a penalty. Silly stuff there. The kid from the Bully video game, all grown up and playing rugby and giving away penalties. Can they pop the 3 from here, France? They are going to take a shot. They're going to take the points here. Or at least an attempt at it. Oh, who misses Nigel Owens? One of the funniest moments I can recall happening on a rugby field was Nigel Owens when a penalty was awarded and the captain says, we'll take the 3. And Nigel Owens says, I can't give you the 3 points, but I can give you a go at it. Can't give you the 3, but I'll give you a shot. God, I miss that man. This is a huge kick, and I mean by distance, over 50 meters on the angle. He's got the direction. He just misses off the upright. Half a meter closer to the post, and it would have been over. France come away with it. Another chip in over the top, and South Africa are scrambling once more, passing inside their own end goal. And now across the face of posts, Lebok finds space. There was absolutely no room to move there for Marnie Lebok. And he's created something out of nothing there. And the Springboks hold on again. A clear ploy here from France as this ball is scrappy out the back. And a penalty to the Springboks. Cumbrian McKem, titanic tussle. It's been an electric start. Amazing to watch. The first 16 minutes has been some of the most fierce-paced, intense rugby I've seen. And South Africa on the back of this penalty, clear up towards halfway, and they will have the line-out throw. Off his feet there, the French defender. So here's that missed penalty shot. Just falls under the crossbar. Half a meter forward. That would have been over. Throw into the line out by the Springboks. Goes to the back. It wasn't exactly straight, but it was uncontested, and they get away with it. Half a break there from the Springboks. Hombakazi Mamani go Bok. And another bounce kind from the kick. And now into space. Sliding towards the try line. Dealende, centimeters short. And now popping up in support for the second try of the game. That man again, Damien Dealende. He started it. He finishes it. And the Springboks go ahead 12 points to 7. And my pre-game prediction of a low-scoring affair with very few tries has just been shot to pieces in the first quarter of the game. And it started with Aronsay, the half break, getting into France territory. And again, it was a little bit of a nothing kick from Lebok. Tapped down by France and no one backing up. For the second time, a tap back by France. Nobody covering the rebound. And the Springboks get in behind the line, and then a simple one out from the ruck charge over by Dealende. And South Africa, 12 points to 7. France, this is what I was talking about. Will the nerves start to kick in? Remember, they are expected to win this game. They are heavy favourites going into it. The weight of expectation. Will it get to them? Now that's a shocker of a kick from Marnie Lebock. Hangs it out to the right-hand side of the post. And it remains 12 points to 7. South Africa, though, on top here. Getting some good deflections off those high balls. Some good rebound ball. And finding space in behind the French line. The Springboks secure the kickoff. Holding it at the back of the ruck here. Reineck feeds it back to his fly half. Lebock clears it. Not a lot of distance, but it's contestable and crunched at the back. And South Africa try and drive over, but France hold on to this one. 20 minutes gone, 5 points the difference. South Africa not committing to these rucks, just waiting for their moment. Holding their defensive line intact. Quick ball here on the blind side. They've got some numbers. France just need to draw and pass. Can he get the big arms free there? Olivon can't get it free. They have to come back to the right-hand side. The flick pass goes to nobody, but they manage to keep it alive. It's scrappy, but it's falling for them here, the French. Now into space. Cutting back in field is Pinode. They're inside the 22. Quick phase ball here. Now a pick and go. 5 out from the line. Khaleesi wants it. Khaleesi goes in and grabs it. But it's wrestled back by Dupont. And France have the ball back. Khaleesi's caught on the wrong side there. Needs to roll. Does manage to get out of there. France still on the attack. Movaka, nowhere to go. They're keeping it tight to the ruck here. A pod sets out to the left. They charge forward. Kitsof's on the wrong side again. He's got to be careful. And he's given it away. Kitsoff again. They tap and go quickly here, France. And again, one of the big forwards pops up on the wing. And it's Movaka who will score in the corner. 12 points all. Kick to come. The big men are finding space down that right-hand edge. And South Africa's sliding defense not able to scramble over and stop the big men. This is incredible. South Africa with 2 tries from high balls that have bounced kindly to them in behind the French line from tapbacks. And for France, 2 tries. The first try by the number 1. Their second try by the number 2. That's unreal. And they've both been down this right-hand sideline. You would expect 2 tries down the right-hand edge to be scored by your winger, not your prop and your hooker. Unbelievable statistics here. 22 and a half gone. 12 points all. Kick to come from out wide. And that one goes back to the penalty from Kitsoff. Not for the first time tonight. Finding himself angling in from the side at ruck time. And giving away the penalty. And it's charged down. The conversion is charged. Has he gone too quickly, though? Cheslin Colby has raced up out of the line. And he has been deemed to have gone too fast. Cheslin Colby's charged down the conversion. Great work. And it remains 12 points all. You just get... It's got that feeling. This one's going down to the wire. Springboks get us back underway. Esmain Nisa says go Bok. Dan Jam says another front row on the wing. It's been incredible. And you know what else I would like to see? I would like to know the statistics as France clear with a box kick back into South Africa's half. A cutout pass on halfway, almost sending Jesse Creel into space. South Africa on halfway, play back towards the midfield. And Willemse puts it high. They've had success with this, so why not go back to it? And now knocked on again here from France. Although they've got away with it. No call from the referee. And they put this in behind the line. Willemse retreats back and clears again up towards halfway. Game of Mel, ahoy there. Yes, Dan Jam, you know exactly where I was going with that train of thought from just before. France, their first try was by the number 1. Their second try was by the hooker, number 2. Don't tell me that France, their third try, will be from the other prop, number 3. You wouldn't read about it. That would surely be a moment of history. Tercia Adams, ahoy there. Take it, guys. Go, go. And France secure the line-out ball. South Africa try and get in over the top of this one. Space on the short side. 25.5 minutes gone. All locked up at 12-all. South Africa attack that ruck, but go off feet. And it's scrappy at the back. It's turnover ball. And now South Africa have got an overlap. The kick through. Looking to sit up for Cheslin Colby. Cheslin Colby with space will score. Oh, it's raining tries here. From the turnover, they had a 3-on-1 overlap. I thought they did the wrong thing by putting the kick in. But Cheslin Colby with such pace has just beaten everybody to the ball, gets another kind bounce for the Springboks, and they retake the lead. 3-on-1, I thought he'd done the wrong thing there. But look at it pop up for Cheslin Colby. Shut the gate. This is an absolutely incredible game. Back and forth, down both ends of the field. I can't believe this, the frantic pace that this game's being played at. I'm so glad I woke up for... Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Why have we cut to a close-up of the referee? That usually means the TMO is about to intervene. So fast is Cheslin Colby, I don't think they're convinced he was onside. Okay, it's been cleared. Try confirmed. Fabio ahoy. Gracias, Chuggy. Mani Lebok. He had a shocker of an attempt at conversion last time out. Charles Samashonga says, keep on, guys. Lebok moves in. Strikes this one much better, and it just shaves inside the far upright. Conversion successful, and South Africa lead 19 points to 12. 27 or so minutes gone in this one. Just an incredible pace this game's being played at. So much space in behind the defensive lines of both teams. And South Africa are getting some great bounces of the ball and taking full advantage of it. And all that space in behind. They claim the restart, South Africa, and can clear their lines here. It's gone high, straight up in the air, basically. And France come away with it in great field position. They could strike right back here. What did I say the score was going to be? 18-16, I predicted the Springboks to win. Well, that's out of the water, isn't it? Space in behind the defense again with a kick. And it again bounces kindly for South Africa over the heads of the French chasers. They're still under the pump here, though. The Springboks are just calling for calm. Slow things down, they say. Take it easy. The Big Ox calling for calm. They're 5 out from their own line here. Springboks controlling possession. Setting up a box kick here. No, feeding back for the clearance. And it only clears as far as their own 22. They're still under pressure here, South Africa. It'll be French throw into the line out. 22 out from the line. Butcher, ahoy mate. Butcher says, let's go Bok. 29.5 gone. 19 points to 12. France throw to the front of the line out. Uncontested. They release early into the midfield. And a charging run there from Dante. Setting up a maul. They had an opportunity to maul from the line out. Why are they mauling now? Seems a bit weird. It's now released from Dupont. Grubber kick in behind the line again. It's a clear tactic that they're using. And Cheslin Colby dives on the loose ball and is taken over the sideline. 5-meter throw to the line out for France. The kick in behind is their go-to play at the moment. For South Africa, it's the high ball. For France, it's the grubber kick in behind the line, turning the Springboks around. They go to the front, uncontested. Release the ball quickly. Dummy and almost going through is Melvaka. Where's the number 3? Where's the number 3? Get the ball to him. They charge towards the line here. Pick and go and over the line. Has he got there? He's just short. Pick and go and over from right beside the ruck. Another pick and go. And France have got the ball down. Please tell me it's the number 3. Please. Oh, it's the number 1 again. They've gone 1-2-1. Cyril Bell with his second try of the night. That one was a little bit more conventional for a prop. The pick and go. Oh, I was screaming for it to be the other prop. How good would that have been? Whoa, we're about to be all square again. The pace at which this game is being played at. Just imagine the back end of this game as exhaustion starts to kick in. The gaps that are going to open up in both defensive lines. There'll be even more tries up for the taking. The tight end was on the way. Yeah, he was over on the other side of the field waiting for an opportunity to strike. Conversion from right beside the post is over, and we are all locked up once more. So this game so far has gone 7-0 France, 7-all. 12-7 Springboks, 12-all. 19-12 Springboks, 19-all. Back and forth, both teams. One team fires a shot, the other team fires straight back. 19-all approaching the halftime break. 7.5 to go until HT. Lebok gets us back underway. France will come down with it uncontested. And clear it way up over halfway. That's a monstrous kick. And Cheslin Colby goes back for it. Spots half a gap. Must plant that ball back and does. Great job there from the little winger. The little speedster. Another high ball. Can France cover it up this time? South Africa get up and wrangle it in. South Africa having so much success with that high ball. France having success with the kicks in behind. Play on here. It's loose. It's scrappy. And it's kicked through from Lebok. He can't get the ball. He juggles it and spills it forward. But he was away there, Lebok. And we come back for the knock-on. As Dan Jam says, this is possibly the best first half of rugby I've ever seen. Pretty hard to argue. Back and forth. As I was saying, one team fires a shot, then the other team fires straight back. Nobody's able to really break away. I kind of go back to what they called, for some reason, I actually didn't agree with it, but they called that Bledisloe Cup game the greatest game of all back in the early 2000s, I believe it was, where the All Blacks raced out to a 24 points to nil lead in the opening, 15 minutes. And then for the rest of the half, George Gregan and John Eales just led the way. And Australia went into the sheds at 24-all. The All Blacks eventually won 39-35 with a Jonah Lomu try in injury time to steal the game. Whilst there wasn't, in this one, there wasn't that one-sided breakaway to start, it's been very back and forth. One team strikes, the other one hits back. It's the only time that I can think of anything reminiscent of what we're witnessing here so far this morning. This morning for me. I know it's nighttime for a lot of you. It's 5 o'clock in the morning for me. I can't believe I'm up for this. I'm so glad that I am, though. 5 a.m. on a work day. I'm so glad I got up for it, though. This is, well and truly, this whole weekend has lived up to expectations. Every game has been immaculate. And France will have this scrum. No, well, I was into the Captain Morgans for the 1 a.m. game, the England-Fiji game, but since I've got to start work in a couple of hours, I thought I'd better not. I better behave myself. Even though this is the wasted world of sports, there's no harm in a sober stream every now and then, is there? The not so wasted world of sports. We still haven't had the scrum down from this knock on, by the way. There was a little bit of a stoppage in play. The teams engage, and it's collapsed on this near side. The referee says, bollocks it, play on. France release, cut out ball out wide, and a clearing kick upfield. Willemse is back there, calls the mark. They're calling scrum? That's interesting. They've called the mark from inside the 22, taking it on the full. And they've called scrum here, South Africa. Now, that's an interesting decision. I don't think I've ever seen that. Have we got a trick play coming up here from the Springboks? A scrum down after calling a mark, taking it on the full in your 22. I have seen it all. I'm so intrigued about what's coming up here. What do they have up their sleeves here, the Springboks? Sometimes scrum penalties are such a lottery. That seems like a big call. Maybe that's what they were playing for. And now, a kick in over the top. Space in behind the line again. This time, the bounce does not go their way, the Springboks. But we do come back for the penalty. And I guess that's what they were playing for. They've backed themselves at scrum time, South Africa, to earn the penalty advantage and launch an attack, showing amazing faith in their scrummaging there to make that call. 2 minutes to go until the halftime break. Lebock, the kick into touch from the penalty, has been kept in the field of play. France have kept it in play. What an amazing job. And now Reineck, not a lot of distance this time. France have just pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Amazing stuff there. This has been such an immense game of rugby. I'm seeing things that I've never seen before. Line out throw goes to the front. South Africa don't compete. And France change direction in midfield. The defense holds firm. Staying on the short side. Antonio, the number 3. Now, over the top of the ruck is Kitsoff again, giving away a penalty. It's Kitsoff again, I'm quite sure. And France keep it alive. The flick pass out the back would have given away another try to Cheslin Colby. But Kitsoff's a liability at the moment. Giving away another penalty advantage. And with 30 seconds to go until the halftime break, they will surely step up and take the shot at 3 here. Thomas Ramos. How many penalties is that now that Kitsoff's given away? He will need a stern talking to at the halftime break. Three points should definitely be the call here. Wow, this has been an electric quarterfinal. This has been such an amazing weekend of rugby action. TMO's intervening here. Let's find out what they're looking at. Estebeth could be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, head-on-head contact. It's head-on-head contact, and Estebeth could be in a little bit of trouble here. We saw a yellow card for less to Fiji, and Estebeth could be Gonskis here for a yellow card. Could this be the turning point? Could this be the moment that breaks this game open? I mean, Estebeth's come off second best in that contact, by the way. He's got a blood nose. Here he comes. The man with the broken nose. Estebeth. Direct head-on-head contact. He's gone. Yellow card and on report for Estebeth. That could be a huge turning point in this contest. The card will be under review as well. Surely that is not upgraded to a red. Surely. Hopefully that is not the moment that destroys this game. France with a shot here to extend the lead. Or take the lead, I should say. This will be the last play of the first half, as time is up on the clock. Ramos strikes it well. It's on target. It's right down the middle. And France lead 22 points to 19 at halftime. Whoa, okay, everybody step back, take a breath, relax. It's halftime. We made it. We got to the break. That was an incredible first half of rugby. 3 points the difference. France just edged themselves ahead, but the big story is Estebeth on the stroke of halftime, given a yellow card and 10 minutes in the sin bin. South Africa will have to start the second half a man down, and potentially that gets upgraded to a red. I don't think it will, but it's under review. The decision is under review and could be, if they deem necessary, upgraded to red. And I just hope that that's not the moment that we talk about at the end of this game, because for 39 and a half minutes of some of the most impressive rugby I've seen from both teams, you would hate to look back on this game and go, that was the moment. A card was the moment that blew this game apart. You would hate to see that. I would anyway. I'm not sure about anyone else. All right, Wasted World of Sports, let's all relax, take a breath. Halftime here. 3 points the difference, a great game so far. I'll be back for the second half right after this. What have I done? This is game number 6 for the weekend that I'm calling. And my voice is cut to ribbons. It really is. I always get to the last game. When I do a large quantity of games like this, I always get to the last one, and I'm just like a little bit froggy. You can probably tell in my voice. A little bit froggy. Cut to ribbons. But anyways, 40 minutes is all that we've got left to get through, and then I can have a few days break. All right, halftime here. 22 points to 19 in favor of France. I'll be right back after a quick break.
Hey, the wasted world of sports, hey? Your little community, hey? A big ahoy, your little YT community. Ahoy, boys. I know that you're doing some good stuff out there. I know you're still commentating this week, so make sure everyone supports your stuff with the Pacific Championships. I know you're a little bit of a small channel, but as long as you put out that good content, mate, and keep supporting the game, I think that's important. All podcasts now, I think, are very important if you're sending the right message and you're educating young kids and young men on how the game should be played and your perspective on the game. I think it's great what all these podcasts are doing. I think it's great. It's a great platform for everyone, really, because you don't have to rely on fucking Channel 9 and Fox Sports to give you their shitty narrative, mate. So keep focusing on that stuff. Hopefully, we'll be doing some stuff on Levels as well, so you can keep up to date with us every Thursday. We're just going to review the Pacific Cup. Should be good, man. It's always great when you see some different debutants for, the Australian team, New Zealand, see the future of the game, because I honestly don't think they're putting, these younger players, I don't think they're putting that jersey first. Everyone's origin orientated, but I think with the Pacific going really strong in Samoa and New Zealand, they'll be looking to upset Australia, but good luck. Easier said than done, but well done, boys. Keep it up. Wasted world of sports, eh? I've been off social media, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. So when I get back on it, I'll give you guys a follow. But well done, boys. Ahoy. I think that's your shit. All right, boys. Later.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button, but then after it happened, I thought I may as well just let this play. It'll be less weird if I just let it play, even though that's from the Rugby League streams and completely unrelated to the Rugby World Cup. It was less weird if I just let it play. Anyway, welcome back. Halftime here, 22 points to 19 in favour of France over the Springboks. Talk about living up to expectations and then beyond. This game so far. Argentina and the All Blacks in one semi-final next weekend. England await the winner of this one in the second semi-final. You've got to feel sorry for Ireland. Ireland were one of the favourites, I thought, for the whole tournament. I actually wouldn't have been surprised if we had an Ireland versus France World Cup final. Such was the degree that I thought Ireland were almost certainties of at least getting through. The All Blacks pulled out the performance of a lifetime to steal that one. Rehank official says, what a hectic half. Indeed it was. One of the greatest halves of rugby I've ever witnessed. I really hope that yellow card on the stroke of halftime to Estebeth does not come back to be the talking point of this contest. I don't like seeing incidental head-on-head contact get carded. I understand that it's what they're doing, but stuff like that, no matter how many cards you throw out, stuff like that is never, ever going to be removed from the game. I'm sorry. It's just not. I'm not suggesting that we allow it, but what can you do about that? It was accidental, incidental contact, head-on-head. It wasn't even a swinging arm. It was head-on-head. It's never going to be removed from the game, ever. No matter how many of these cards get thrown out, there will always be instances in a game where something like that happens. And I just don't understand what they're trying to do. I really don't. Other than it has the potential to destroy what's been a fantastic game of rugby so far. But anyways, I hope not. I hope, as I said, that that's not what we're talking about at the end of this game. As France get the second half underway, holding on to a 3-point lead. And the Springboks clear. They go high. They're not looking for touch. They're looking for a high contestable ball. And France come down with it and secure possession. Can they make the Springboks pay? This 9 minutes that Estebeth is off the field. We saw in the earlier quarterfinal that Fiji, with a man in the sin bin, actually scored a try. They outscored England during the time they had a player off with a yellow card. Andreas Horn says, go France. Welcome along there, Andreas. Knock on here by the French fly half, and a scrum will be formed. South Africa with the feed. And this is good for them. South Africa will just be looking to slow this next 8 minutes down as much as possible to get Estebeth back on the field and be back to a full complement. That's the order of the day for them, and scrums will help, of course. Who have we got winning this one? They bind, they set. Solid scrum here from both teams. Big second shunt on from France, and South Africa must clear the ball. It's sloppy at the back, but Khaleesi gets back there and secures it. Passes on to Colby. And the clearance way up over halfway. Lizelle Goosen, you're a Springbok. Welcome along there, Lizelle. A big 8 minutes, 7 minutes left now. A massive 7 minutes here for the Springboks. Estebeth off with a yellow card. 7 more minutes. South Africa down a man. France throw into the line-out in the middle. Tap down. Secure their own ball. Dupont steps, weaves, finds space to get the clearing kick away. It bounces and it sits up for Willemse at the back, who brings it back to halfway for the Springboks. Although it spills out on the French side of the ruck, and now they've got space. Popping the pass up and keeping it alive. Here goes Ramos to the South African 22. Front foot ball. Space out to the right. South Africa are numbered up in defence. But for how long? 6 minutes 15 left in the sin bin for Estebeth. They dummy and hold up the pass. Creates half a gap in midfield. Khaleesi with the counter ruck. Spoils the ball, and it's dropped at the back, and that's a huge let-off for South Africa. France with an unforced error. A cheeky little look up from Dupont. And that goes back to Khaleesi, spoiling that previous ruck. Creating messy ball. And then the unforced error out the back. Damien Penaud had a cheeky little look at the oncoming defence. They can't believe it, the French supporters. Hands on heads everywhere. Five minutes left in the sin bin for Estebeth. Plenty of scrums happening during this period. Perfect for South Africa. Rizelle Melnichuk, high from Namibia. Ahoy there, Rizelle. Big scrum here, holding firm. The Springboks have the ball. Willemse keeps it low and flat and up over halfway. It bounces over the sideline. France will have the throw into the line-out, but they've lost so much territory. And this also chews off some more time on the clock. And here comes Faf de Klerk. The traditional long flowing blonde locks of Fabio Faf comes onto the field. Four and a half minutes gone in the second half. France go to the front of the line out. South Africa try and get in there and spoil this ruck ball. Dupont finds some space down the blind, puts the kick in over the top, turning South Africa around. But a great job at the back there from Willemse in the face of the oncoming attack. He stands firm. France have secured a turnover ball here. Big counter ruck. Massive counter ruck. And they have the ball back, France. 4 minutes left for Estebeth. The pick and go. 10 out from the line. It's been tapped down by South Africa. No knock on, says the referee. And it's a penalty. A penalty to the Springboks. Oh, he can't believe it, Dante. Can't believe that the referees missed that potential knockdown from the Springboks. Three and a half minutes left for Estebeth. This is a big clearing kick, a penalty kick into touch. Up over halfway. They're into France's territory. They have controlled the time on this yellow card period to near perfection. Scrums, lineouts. They're just meandering up here to the lineout. Ryan says, go Bok. They're still in it. They're still in it. Only a couple of minutes left for Estebeth in the sin bin. Jostrid Goliath, ahoy there, go Bok. A lot of Springbok supporters tonight. The throw to the line out goes to the front. It's tapped down by France, but South Africa secure the loose ball. De Klerk controlling the troops at the back of the ruck. 3 minutes left for Estebeth. Kitchoff. He's got a lot to make up for in this second half. He gave away way too many penalties. Oh, and that's scrappy, and it's a knock on, but it is another scrum. It's at least another scrum, and this will run down the remaining 2 minutes 50 that Estebeth has got in the sin bin. It might not have been great for the Springboks, but I think that they'll take the result of a scrum. He wasn't even looking there. De Toy was not even looking. He had no idea that was coming out to him. And as I said, they'll take the scrum because this just runs the clock down and Estebeth can get back on the field. Rapapa. Ahoy there. Go, Bok, go. Keep an eye on that time. 2 minutes left for Estebeth. In the naughty chair. Scrum down for France. Just on their own side of halfway. They set. France control the ball at the back of their scrum. Dupont releases it. Lined up out, stepping back in field and beating one, beating two, getting the pass off to Olivon. They're up in Springbok territory. A great break from France. They've got numbers out to the right now. Through the hands they go. Ramos is taken down and the ball spills forward and South Africa hold on again. They hold on again. Desperate defense from the Springboks. France continue to bust them open. They continue to scramble. And another great run there from Jalabert. Finding space in and around the ruck. France put the Springboks under pressure again. The final minute on the sideline for Estebeth. And now it opens up. Malvaka on this left-hand sideline. They're 22 out from the line. Sending it back to midfield. And Jalabert gets on the outside again and puts the big man Jalonk into space. And it spills forward again. South Africa survive again. Desperate defense. Knockout rugby level defense. And they clear it over the sideline. Still 16 seconds before Estebeth can come back on. They will go so slow over to this line out in the hopes that Estebeth can get back on the field before the throw is taken. Faney, I hope I'm saying this right. Faney, go Bok, go. Faney Wusternek. And Ryan, thank you very much for the sub, Ryan. And here he comes, Estebeth's back on, just in the nick of time. They have killed the clock perfectly. South Africa, with some desperate defense, have negotiated the 10 minutes with Estebeth in the sin bin. No damage done. And a little bit of a stoppage in play here. We've got some blood on one of the French forwards. South Africa have rung out the changes. Dion Ferreira's on. RG Snyman's on. Faf de Klerk's on. Andre Pollard's on. Shack of Hearts, ahoy mate. How you doing, buddy? Blockbuster of a game we've got here. As it stands right now, all four quarterfinals have been epic. Absolutely amazing weekend of Rugby World Cup action. The double try scorer, Cyril Bale, is off for France. Well-earned break for him. He's had an amazing game. 2 tries from the prop. Movaka with the throw to the middle of the line out. France come down with it. They set up great shape on this rolling maul again. They've done a lot of damage with this rolling maul. And they've got great shape and momentum again. Although it stops and Dupont has to release. Out into the midfield they go. Counter ruck is good for the Springboks, but it still comes back on the French side. They tap the ball backwards and they have a penalty advantage. Or a knock-on advantage, perhaps, against the Springboks. France just looking to set up some phase play here. Inside the Springbok 22. Oh, how terrible it would be for South Africa to leak points here when they did so well to hold on during that period of time that Estebeth was off for the yellow card. Still, 22 out from the line. Pick and go. Over the top of the ruck they go. Straight through the middle. Dupont has the ball slapped down, and that's a penalty advantage. And that is just silly from the Springboks. That's just giving away points. Oh, it's called a knock-on. I thought he called a penalty. Well, there you go. They've got away with the knockdown, and it's just called a knock-on. And it was Kitshoff again, don't tell me. Surely not. Kitshoff's having a bit of a night to forget. More changes here for South Africa. Willie LaRue is on in number 23. Willem says off. Quagga Smith is on. The bench has been emptied. The South African bench has been emptied. I think actually only Vincent Koch, the only one who has not come on yet. And there we go, Kitshoff's gone. Oh, that's a good call. I mean, Kitshoff, he would have been due for a rest anyway, 50 minutes into this game. But just one mistake too many there. One mistake too much, I feel. And the coach has had enough. And he's probably yanked him a little bit early. But he had to go. He's had a not the greatest game. Kitshoff. And now France ring the changes in as well. The game started at such a frantic pace. It's not surprising that both coaches are just ringing in all the changes to start the second half. Big scrum this coming up for both teams. France will have the feed. Holding on to a 3-point lead. Big moment in the game. France would be happy with a penalty, I'm sure, and take the 3 points. A try, even better. For South Africa, they don't want to give away anything. Time off, says the referee. He wants a word with both scrums. Time is on, we reset. This is such a big moment for both teams. The game is in the balance. France ever so slightly ahead and have the ascendancy. They crouch. They bind. It sets. And South Africa get a big shunt on. But they angle in. And it's a penalty advantage here to France at the back. Just what they needed. They switch to the short side. A dummy for the kick from Jalibert. The fly half. Playing under penalty advantage here. They can throw some caution to the wind. Feisty defence in midfield from the Springboks, but keeping their feet. And we come back for the penalty. They'll take the 3 here, I dare say, and extend the lead. South Africa angling in at scrum time. Tense moment here. Big decision to be made. Do you take the 3, extend the lead, or do you put it into the corner and go for the kill? I mean, we all know what I would do. I would take the 3. You always take the 3. Always take the 3, especially in a knockout game. Tight situation like this. And they do take the 3. France are taking the points while they're on offer, looking to extend their lead to make it 6 points the difference, effectively forcing the Springboks to require a converted try to retake the lead. Oh, this is a very tense second half. After the speed and electricity of the first half, the second half thus far has been a tense and tight encounter. Everything that I expected the first half to be, as both teams struggle to keep up the energy and enthusiasm of the first 40, which was played at a frantic pace. 3 points, over it goes, and France extend their lead. 25 points to 19. 54 minutes gone. Back underway. Springboks, a quick kickoff. France come down with it, secure the ball. Looking to clear, Dupont calls in the troops. Looking to clear this ruck. Controlling the ball at the back, Dupont. Box kick. It's high. It's up towards halfway. It's over the sideline. Right on halfway. It's a great kick. South Africa threatened to go quickly, but nobody's falling for that. That would be sheer stupidity from RNC. Oh, they do go quick, and it's loose out the back. De Klerk can't reel it in. He accidentally kicks it 5 meters backwards. And now a pass hits the ground, and South Africa are starting to panic a little bit here. You just get that sense. Now, Cheslin Colby tries to get into some space. France counter ruck. South Africa recover, though, and hold firm. Very messy, that little passage of play. Back to Pollard, who puts it high. Contestable. Arunce's up. Arunce comes down with it. South Africa ball. They've had great success with that high ball tonight. Estebeth cops a wedgie, but still marches forward upfield. Willie LaRue, dummies, steps, tries to go through a half gap on his own, but he's taken down. 6 phases now. 22 out from the line. South Africa. De Klerk frees it up to the left. Pollard. As far as Kwanga Smith. Kwanga Smith fights, tussles, beats 2 defenders, crawls forward. France are all over the top of this ball and win the turnover penalty. France were on their feet all over that one. Kwanga Smith did so well, but just fails to present the ball back. Big turnover penalty there for France. (25-19), 56 minutes gone. France just made a big statement in defense there. The crowd has come to life, and we have a short injury break. Who's finishing the stronger of these two teams? As Jalabert will clear with this penalty. Oh, it's what? Oh, it's off the side of the boot, and it sprays backwards. And the kick to touch, the penalty kick to touch has gone 5 meters behind him. That's incredible. A big mistake there. And a let-off for the Springboks. It keeps France pinned down here. To the middle of the line out they go. South Africa compete. They put pressure on, but France come down with it and just set the ball up in midfield. Dupont calls the troops in, controls the ball at the back of this ruck. Told to use it. Box kick incoming. Lots of distance on this one, up towards halfway. Doesn't find touch. Cheslin Colby returns it, looking for half a gap. Colby finds it, and he goes straight through. Colby inside the 22, taken down in the last line of defense. Oh, Cheslin Colby gets half a meter of space, and he's through. South Africa now on the attack. Knocked it on. They get away with it. It looked like a cheeky little knock on, and there it's finally called. A call from the TMO, or a call from the touchy. A cheeky little knock on. I thought I saw it. It's South Africa dropped the ball and let France off the hook. As we expected, as the wear and tear of that opening 40 minutes starts to set in, the gaps are starting to open up, and the error rate is starting to rise as exhaustion sets in for both of these squads. That first 40 was played at such high pace. It's pretty much going to come down to, and I hate to state the obvious, but it pretty much comes down to whoever can control their errors the most, whoever makes the least of them, because there's going to be plenty, will have the final say in this game. It's advantage France at the moment, though, holding on to that 6-point lead, going into the last quarter of the game. Oh boy, what a weekend of Rugby World Cup quarterfinal action it's been. Every game so far has just been immense from start to finish. Wales versus Argentina, blockbuster. Ireland versus the All Blacks, blockbuster. England versus Fiji, blockbuster. And this game for 60 minutes, blockbuster. And a big fit. You get the feeling there's a twist or two remaining in this one. It's definitely got that feeling about it. 58 minutes gone, 6 points the difference. France with a scrum feed inside their own 22. The scrum sets. Big shunt here from South Africa. France have popped up, and this will be a penalty to the Springboks. A big round of applause for themselves. The forwards are pumped up. And you saw on that far side, the French prop popping up out of the scrum and giving away the penalty. And they're going to put this in the corner and go for it, South Africa. Not interested in the three. Not even a single thought of the 3 points. They've gone straight to the corner and line out time. But France have been solid defending the rolling maul tonight, defending the lineouts. They don't compete with this one, and they come away with it, France. South Africa go to the middle and drop the ball. What a huge let-off. Dupont calls the troops in, looking for a box kick. No, he sends them back. They want to set up another ruck and get a better angle in midfield here for Dupont. South Africa counter ruck, drive over the top. They try and spoil, but Dupont holds on to it. South Africa trying to spoil, doing their best. Cheslin Colby taken down in a great legs tackle by Olivon. And now de Klerk. He fires it into the referee. Referee says play on. And surely if the ball hits the referee, he has to call it up and call scrum for the attacking team. It's hit the referee's legs and he's just gone, bollocks it, play on. And France have nearly come away with it. South Africa are having a fight for every centimetre at ruck time, and now a big mistake from Willie LaRue. Took his eyes off the ball and spills it. An unforced error by the veteran. And it's another scrum down. South Africa are just falling apart here towards the back end of this game. It's Steph, ahoy there. New Zealand versus France final was always on the cards. Absolutely. Everyone wrote the All Blacks off after match one. Not me. They peaked at the right time. Yes, they did. The Bok have not shown solid win mentality, average at best. I can't argue with a single thing you've said there. You think the Bok starting team was wrong. Faf, Pollard, Weiss should have started. Also missing marks. Not a whole lot to argue with there, Ed Steph. I think you're right on the money. Noel Rasmussen, let's go Froggies. South Africa's error rate has just killed them in the last 5 minutes. They've had opportunity. They've been given opportunity by France. And just simple mistakes plaguing their game here in the last 5 minutes. Still plenty of time left in this one. 20 minutes to go. Still anybody's game. But, as I said, mistakes just creeping into every facet of the Springbok game now. They might regret not taking that 3 points. They pointed straight to the corner. And I understand the statement they were trying to make. But this is elimination rugby. This is knockout quarterfinal Rugby World Cup. Once every 4 years rugby. Take the points when they're on offer. There was still 20 minutes to go. I get the statement, the big statement they were trying to make by scoring the try and reclaiming the lead in one hit. But my argument remains the same, especially when there's that long left on the clock. Take the points. Anyway, another scrum down here for France. South Africa put a big shove on last time. They engage. And it's another big shunt from South Africa. France release quickly. They're not messing about this time. They free that ball up and get it out of there. Oh. Jalibert, the high ball. Pressure on Colby at the back end. Colby spills it forward. Another mistake from the Springboks. And France have it. France have the ball. Jalibert frees it up. They've got space out to the left here. If they can get the ball wide. They do. They draw into Klerk. And some space opens up for Bierry. DuPont calls the troops back in midfield. South Africa get over the top of that one and compete. But France have it. They've got numbers out to the right. And it's loose. It's scrappy. It falls back for them though. But the moment's gone. And South Africa reset their defensive line. 62 minutes gone. The cutout pass. Danger of an intercept. France maintain possession though. 7 phases. Isabel. Bok. Go the Bok. 8 phases here for France. Firing it across to the left. Some space opens up. But they lose the ball forward now, France. I think a cheeky little ankle tap there from Faf. And it's forced the error. And this is what we were talking about. The first half was such a frantic pace. And both teams are feeling it now at the back end of this contest. Going into the last quarter, I expect that we'll see the error rate from both teams just explode. Who's going to handle it the best? So far, it's been France. But South Africa, off the hook here, presented an opportunity to scrum and clear their lines, get back into French territory. Everything that we saw in the first half, we're not seeing. We're seeing the opposite in the second half. But it is still such an enthralling game of rugby. You don't want to miss a moment of it. "63 minutes gone of this enthralling contest. 6 points the difference. What a weekend it's been. They should mix up. Once again, I apologize if I'm getting your name wrong. Fionney says they should mix up the guys. Cannot keep the best guys. Does that say best? Yeah, cannot keep the best guys for the end of the game. South Africa have cleared the bench. There was some talent on that South African bench. Willie LaRue, Andre Pollard, Faf de Klerk, RG Snyman. And a free kick at scrum time. South Africa have just had the upper hand at scrum time for the past 5 or so minutes. And a free kick will allow them to... Oh, they've called scrum. Another free kick. South Africa have called scrum. They obviously feel that ascendancy at scrum time. Wouldn't it then be hugely ironic if South Africa give away a scrum penalty now that they've made this call? Sometimes they're a lottery. And France, immediately following that call of scrum by South Africa, a change in the front row. Will that be the difference? Will this change in the front row break up the Springboks system and create the penalty? This is not a position of the field you want to be giving away a penalty. It would be a gift 3 points for France. And I dare say at this stage in the game, they would take it with arms wide open. Will the change yield results? They crouch. They bind. The scrum sets. And it's a big shove here from France. Big shove from France. But they've angled in. And South Africa get the penalty advantage. De Klerk tunnel balls it out the back line. Now some space opens up. A big gap opens up here for South Africa. LaRue takes it up over halfway. They put a kick in behind. Penalty advantage is well over. And Dupont races back, scrambles back. But now France under the pump. At no point did Dupont release that ball. And he's given away the penalty. What a turnaround here. South Africa 5 meters out from the line with the penalty. They will not take the 3 here. They knocked back 3 earlier on. And now time is just slowly escaping them. I can't imagine they will take the 3 now. LaRue wants to go quickly. Scrum down, I say. Take a scrum. It's been working well for them. Take the scrum. I got your name and surname correct. Yes, go me. Very impressive. I'm normally terrible with names. They're going to tap and go here. South Africa. Snyman marches forward, pops the pass up, and Vermeulen goes close. De Klerk. Penalty advantage. They're playing under penalty advantage here. They're centimetres short from the line. Penalty advantage. Hands in everywhere here at ruck time. South Africa score or we come back for the penalty. That's what they have to play with at the moment. De Klerk, dummies left, goes right to Estebeth. Estebeth charges forward. Estebeth scores beside the post. Estebeth scores the try that will put the South Africans in the lead. 25-24, kick to come from right beside the post. South Africa are back. They're about to lead this by 1 point. 13 minutes to go. Oh, we called it. Another blockbuster in the making. And it's Estebeth. Fittingly for South Africa, it's Estebeth who plants it down. Conversion successful from Pollard. South Africa lead 26-25. 13 minutes to go. This is capping off such a solid weekend of Rugby World Cup quarterfinals. Every game so far has just been amazing to be part of. And this one as well is going to go right down to the final minute and beyond. The South African fans are cheering in the crowd. They've come to life. Their team has reclaimed the lead. Time on. France will get us back underway. South Africa. Snyman gets under the ball. It's gone backwards by France. They've got the ball straight back. Dupont beats the first tackle. The ball spills out the back. And they're all the way back to the halfway line here, France. But they secure possession. Over the top and on the ball is Andre Pollard. And it's a penalty on halfway. And now they must consider taking the three, you would think. It's right out in front on the halfway line. And these South African kickers will surely have the distance. It's right out in front. It'll be about 51 meters on the fly, this kick at goal. But it is literally right in front. They have to take a shot at least, you would think. And it's Kwanga Smith over the top of that one. Kwanga Smith winning the turnover penalty. Andre Pollard, step up. Lawrence Rabahale says, good luck, Box. Itu Maleng says, come on, South Africa. Try to defend their lead, please. Please. A huge kick here. Andre Pollard right out in front. It's about 53 meters, the distance, they reckon. He moves in, he strikes it. It's on target. Does it have the legs? Yes, it does. Andre Pollard. South Africa lead 29-25. 11 minutes to go. This game is going to go the full 80. France get us back underway. Rehank official says, come on, South Africa. Big defense from the kickoff. Counter ruck is good here from France. They're in over the top, but South Africa, they recover and get the ball back. De Klerk calling the troops in, setting up a clearing kick. De Klerk with the box kick up towards halfway. Ramos has got it at the back, spots half a gap. Ramos takes them on. Can't get on the outside of the Springboks defense. France have the ball inside Bok territory. South Africa look to counter ruck. Got to be careful here not to give away a penalty advantage. Big defense in midfield there from South Africa. Jesse Creel it was racing up. France look to exploit the edges. The defense holds firm. They don't commit to the ruck. South Africa keep their line intact. Big defense in midfield. Getting up and driving over it is the Ox. A little chip in over the top from halfway. It's taken on the full. And Jalibert's away. 22 out from the line. He's taken down. They set up another ruck ball. Faf is offside. And it's a penalty advantage here to France. 9 minutes to go. And France will put the kick in, knowing they have the penalty advantage. And we're coming back for it. Do they take the 3? Here's a big call to be made for France. They trail by 4. 9 minutes to go. Do they take the 3 to get within 1 point? What is the call going to be? Do France go in for the kill? Or do they take the 3 and try and win this with a drop goal or a penalty goal? Get back up here. Big call. It's a gift 3 points. It's right out in front. They are going to take the 3 here. France will take the 3 and reduce this deficit to 1 point. There is going to be 1 point between these teams inside the last 10 minutes of the Rugby World Cup quarterfinal. A better script could not have been written for this game to cap off this amazing weekend of rugby action. You couldn't have asked for anything more. This has been absolutely incredible. 72 minutes up on the clock. 1 point the difference. 29-28. South Africa with the slenderest of slender leads. Four tries to South Africa, 3 to France. Jalibert's coming off. That's a huge call. Jalibert, the fly half, one of the standout players for France. That's a big call. He's probably just gassed, in fairness. The game's been played at such frantic pace. The poor guy's probably just gassed. France secure the kickoff. Dupont controls it at the back of the ruck. Looking for a box kick, I dare say. And he does release the ball. Box kick. Not a lot of distance on this one from Dupont. And South Africa will have the line-out throw. About 30 or so meters out from the French line. 7 minutes left. Seven minutes to go. A grandstand finish coming up. South Africa with the throw. They go to the middle. Snyman comes down with it. The rolling maul is set. France look to spoil. Big drive here from South Africa. They've got great shape and they're rumbling upfield. They're maintaining their shape here, maintaining momentum. They've made 10 meters off that rolling maul, and now it spills down at the back. Hands in everywhere from France. Hands in all over that ruck. And a drop goal. A drop goal. It's off to the left. An attempted drop goal. That was cheeky. But it was also nowhere near it. And I don't know that that was the right decision. They potentially get the ball back, I suppose, is what they're thinking. Noel Rasmussen says, what a good weekend of rugby. Oh, bloody hell, hasn't it been? It's been absolutely amazing. This, in my opinion, and I think it would be hard to argue, but this, to my memory, to my knowledge, the single greatest weekend of Rugby World Cup quarterfinal action that I can ever remember in a tournament. I think that would be hard to argue, where every game has just been a blockbuster, a nail-biter. So tightly contested and so hard fought, every single game. Oh, and we've still got 6 minutes to get through this one. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes stands between victory or a heartbreaking loss for one of these two teams. England awaits in the semi-finals. The dropout goes just over the touchline on the full. The 22-meter restart goes out on the full from France. The worst possible time for such a big mistake. Scrum down for South Africa. They've been earning penalties at scrum time. And they have the scrum right in front of the posts. 22 out. That was a huge mistake from Ramos and France. I don't understand the idea behind that short dropout. Kick the absolute bollocks off it. All the way upfield as far as you can. Defend, defend, defend. Try and win that ball back or force South Africa into a kick. Nesiswa Kokotho. I'm so nervous. Come on, Bok. Scrum down. 5 minutes to go. Springboks with the feed. 22 meters out from the French line. Directly in front of the posts. They set. De Klerk feeds it. The scrum holds firm. Both teams solid. Big drive here now from South Africa. De Klerk releases it on the blind side. De Allende steps back in field. They're 10 meters out here. Steph du Toit takes it to within 5. De Klerk frees it up. South Africa going through the phases. Hoping for a penalty advantage here. France, big defense in midfield. Drive over the top. But South Africa maintain possession. Estebeth goes to contact. They're looking the goods here. South Africa just controlling this ball. Ox marches it forward. 7 phases now. Estebeth dragging his compatriot forward. De Klerk fires the ball back. They're all offside there, France. It's a knock-on by South Africa. France will get the feed. Geez, I'd like to see what happened there. I thought France were offside everywhere at that ruck. De Klerk's fired the ball straight into the butt of the French defender, who's just lurking on the wrong side of the ruck. And the ball spills forward. France. They just need their scrum to hold firm here, France. South Africa have been dominant at scrum time for the past 15 or 16 minutes. Khaleesi's on the sideline. He can't believe what he's seen. He can't believe that there wasn't a call in favour of his team there. Jalabert can only watch on from the sideline. Scrum goes down. Big shunt here from South Africa. Was it an early drive? No, the referee does not want to make a call like that. Calls the reset. Time is running out now. Time getting away from France. 2.5 minutes to go. They pretty much have to go the length of the field here. Big scrum. The game is in the balance. 2.5 minutes left. 1 point the difference. They bind. The scrum sets. Dupont. It collapses. The scrum goes down. And once again, the referee, he does not want to make a call on this. He just goes the easy way out. And we will reset. Oh, this is tense. Absolutely tense. Two minutes to go. Of regulation time anyway. Remember, until the ball is dead, we play on. So we could get an extended period of play after the final siren. Dion Van Herden says, go Bok, we have your back. Referee calls time back on. All right, 2 minutes to go of regulation time. They crouch. Bind. Set. And it's a big shove again from South Africa, but this time France hold firm. Look at the height of that scrum. They have to go the length of the field. It opens up here for France. Space out wide. One to beat. And it's a big tackle at the back there from Willie Leroux. But France have marched upfield. Short pass. The pressure is on. The ball spills out and South Africa have it. South Africa have the ball. Kwanga Smith is turned the wrong way. Has to try and plant it back for the Springboks. A minute and a half left. South Africa have the ball. This is risky stuff, though. They need to thump this thing as far upfield as they can. They're just setting up these pods. One out from the ruck, and that is risk of diving straight over and giving away a penalty. It's risky play, trying to close it out this way, especially for a full minute. De Klerk, look for a box kick. He's calling the troops in. De Klerk, box kick. That's the play. It's high. It's contestable. France, tap it back. Space out wide again here for France. Pinode is taken down by Faf in the tackle. Calling for a knock on there, De Klerk. Not coming. France are on their own side of halfway. They've got 30 seconds to steal this game. Dupont releases it. Very tight defensive line here for the Springboks. The space is out wide. That's where they need to look here, France. Stretch them. They've lost a lot of yardage here, France. 15 seconds to go. Counter ruck. South Africa looking to steal. The inside pass from Dupont. Picked up and driven in the tackle on halfway. They're holding on here. The Springboks, and now a gap opens up and straight through goes Pinode. Pressure on the Springboks here. Time is up on the clock. Can they get within striking distance for a drop goal? Can they earn a penalty advantage? Hands in the ruck there. They've got to be careful. No penalty advantages here. Back towards halfway. You're running the wrong way, mate. Put the head down and go forward. Hands all over the ruck there from Dutoy. South Africa are letting France get way too close here. It's within kicking range. Leave it, says the referee. And de Klerk resists the urge to get involved in that. And this game has almost come to a standstill. Now a big drive. It's ripped out by Faf de Klerk. It's knocked on. And Cheslin Colby will clear it into touch. And South Africa have won. South Africa have held on to win. They're through to the semi-finals to meet England. And my prediction for the Rugby World Cup final, Ireland versus France, has just been ripped apart this weekend. Both teams falling short. South Africa and the All Blacks have lifted to huge levels and pulled off two very remarkable victories. South Africa celebrate another World Cup semi-final for them. The Springboks and England reignite their World Cup rivalry in the semi-finals. The All Blacks will play Argentina. Which one would you rather be on? Which side of that draw would you rather be on? No offense at all intended for Los Pumas. But I dare say the All Blacks at this stage have the better of those two semi-finals. Mind you, Argentina have defeated the All Blacks before, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. South Africa have produced a massive final 10 minutes in this game. And they win 29 points to 28. Wow. What an amazing weekend of Rugby World Cup quarterfinals. Every single game went down to the wire. Every single game was in the balance until the final whistle. I have never been so impressed with a World Cup quarterfinal bracket before. Every single game was a 10 out of 10. Congratulations to South Africa. The Springboks, they held on. They delivered when it counted. It was looking very, very iffy for a while there, but they have done the job. The Springboks, monstrous effort at the end there. 29-28, 1 point. Hey, I was close. I said in the pregame, my prediction was South Africa by 2. I thought it was going to be 18-16 or a scoreline like that. 29-28. Didn't I say, hang on, I'll have to go back and re-examine the start of the stream, because didn't I say 30 points to 28? And then I changed my mind and said, no, actually 30-28 is too many tries. And then I changed my mind and made it 18 points to 16. I'm still wrong. I'm just thinking, was I really that close? Went with my very first thought. Did I say 30-28 or 28-26? I can't remember. Either way, I was very close with the margin. Very close with the margin. Oh, boy. This has been a huge weekend. My voice is absolutely cut to ribbons. 6 games I've called over the course of this weekend. The pros don't even do that. They take turns. I did every single one. No wonder I'm feeling it. Whew. Anyway, Wasted World of Sports. How did we feel about that? South Africa, the last team through to the Rugby World Cup semi-finals. Ireland and France, both gone. You can't believe it. I thought maybe one would be susceptible to an upset, but I didn't think both. And is it really an upset? Is it that much of an upset? I think the All Blacks beating Ireland was an upset, but this one, I did feel like it could have gone either way. The Springboks have a style of game that troubles France. Skylark001 says, what did we think of this referee? Some interesting calls. Let's put it that way. That's the kind way of putting it. Some interesting calls. I don't think anything stood out as being particularly bad. But I can't understand. I don't think I've ever seen a referee get hit with the ball during play. They usually blow it straight up. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I got in the way there. The ball's hit me. We have to call a scrum. Feed to the attacking team. But old mate, tonight, the ball spills out, hits him in the leg, and he goes, play on. I couldn't care less. Play on. And the poor Springboks were just standing there. What? The ball's hit you, mate, and we nearly lost the ball because of it. So I've not ever seen anything like that happen before, where the ball's hit the referee and he's just thrown his arms up and said, bollocks it, play on. So some interesting stuff happened, but I don't think anything particularly bad happened. I don't think he was terrible. And let's face it, some of the referees over the course of time have been just abysmal. 29 points to 28. Springboks, congratulations, through to another Rugby World Cup semi-final, reigniting that rivalry at World Cup time with the English. Big weekend of games coming up next week. Argentina have taken it to the All Blacks before. They'll be more than capable of doing it again. And remember, the All Blacks, they have a tendency to get the wobbles at World Cup time. I don't think it's 100% written in stone just yet. Let's give Argentina a chance. Next week, Argentina All Blacks. England versus the Springboks. Rugby World Cup semi-finals coming up right here on the Waste of Water Sports next weekend. Thank you so much. Welcome along, all the new viewers, all the new subscribers. Thank you very much for your company. I very much appreciate it. As always, I would very much appreciate, not expected, but very much appreciate a like and a subscribe to the channel if you would like to hang out and party with some more rugby action coming up in the future. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Skylark. The ball hit the offside French player and the ref gives the knock-on call. Yes, I remember that right towards the end there. I couldn't understand that one. Even Khaleesi was on the sideline throwing his arms up at that, thinking, what the hell? But anyways, look, I've done 6 games of footy this weekend in between the Rugby Union and the Rugby League. It's now 7 o'clock in the morning and I've got work in about 2 hours. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to try and catch a cheeky little nap before I have to start work. Waste of Water Sports, thank you so much for your company. We've seen a great weekend of Rugby World Cup action. And I'll catch you guys right here next week for the Rugby World Cup semi-finals. And hopefully they can live up to the standard that's been set by all the quarterfinals here this weekend. 29 points to 28 here. South Africa are through. England are through. The All Blacks are through. Argentina are through. And as for today, we are through as well. Waste of Water Sports, thank you. Catch you next time. Until then, cheers.